look forward to actually building more of a relationship.
I was going to ask you about how much was he involved in your recruitment when you were committed there?
It wasn't very heavily involved because I was still, when I said I was verbally committed, there was still a lot of other schools coming at me, so it was kind of hard to really keep that relationship with Coach Chryst. I mean, some of his, his staff tried to keep in contact, but I wasn't really interested in Pitt after I left, so I kind of just, decommitted and went about my ways.
What originally drew you to this style of offense when you did go there?
I think any style of offense would have fitted for me, especially, power offense, but I just think it was a perfect fit for me, personally and for my family as well, and for me, just to actually get away. Pitt wasn't that far away, so I could still actually go home. But I wanted to actually break the mold and get out and just actually try new things and just to experience Madison.
When you did eventually commit to Wisconsin, you had to be sold on Gary Anderson for the first time as a coach. How did you take that news?
It was everything happens for a reason. I believe Gary came to my home and just he was open armed. I can't really hate him for the decision he made. Everything happened, so I'm just going to move on from there. But I'm just going to take Coach Chryst's word. He's going to help us build upon. After the bowl game, it's all about prepping for the next year.
When you hear him describe the team identity and playing the UW style, is that music to your ears?
Oh, yeah.
What's going to be the future?
Yeah, this is it's all great, and I'm happy that Coach Chryst is actually here. So it's kind of cool. It's all bringing back smiles for me. So I was in a down period, but once I got a chance to actually reconnect with him, it kind of felt good just to actually know that from what I heard, he likes to run a rock first and then pass second. So if anything in that favor, I'm going to be happy with.
You said you were in a down period. What was the last week like for you?
It was kind of confusing, shocking, and just somewhat of a disappointment because just the way Coach A talks to his players is just you feel so close to him. It's sad to see him go, but I mean, I'm a man of my own. I'm just going to move on. I know my team is right behind me as well. So whoever wants to have the head coach job and who's here to support us, and that's what we're going to go be for.
What did he say to you when you guys were able to finally connect and talk again?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
You guys were able to, you said you reconnected with him.
Yeah.
And you kind of felt that. What was the conversation like?
It was just more, we could actually joke around on a friendly level, not from a coach to player level. So it's kind of cool, laid back. Actually got a chance to talk about school rather than football. So, from that standpoint, it just felt like, I was actually rekindling with my, first coach that I actually, committed to. But unfortunately, I decommitted to him. So I said, no hard feelings, right? So I guess we're back on good terms.
Any brief about that?
No, he just kind of joked, pat me on the back. It's, football is a business. So a lot of changes do occur. So, I'm just happy to see him back. He's, happy, smiling to be back in Madison. So, I'm happy he's in the position he is now.